Welcome to World Chef's podcast. I'm your host, Ragnar. You're listening to World on a Plate. One of the challenges in our industry, what it's facing, is to attract and retain the new talents. Especially in the wake of COVID, a lot of people are looking for a better work and life balance, spend more time with family, raise kids. And those of you who have worked in a hotel or restaurant, you know well that hours can be long and inconvenient, working weekends and holiday seasons. So really, what options do we have as an industry? Can we adapt in order to keep valuable staff happy? I mean, restaurants still need to remain open at night on holidays, but perhaps there are solutions, and perhaps we can look around for inspirations in other sectors. And so, joining us on the podcast today, I have with me Anna Hug and Marianne Wüthrich Gross, who are co-managers of Hug Familia. Just for a bit of context, Hug Familia, Hug has been a valuable Welsh chef partner for almost, I think, 10 years now. Hug is a Swiss bakery originally with more than 140 years of history. And today is one of the world's leading brand for sweet and savory tartelettes. And we know them in our sector as the professionals, the delicious tartelettes for our banqueting and what have you. So today the Hug family is being led by Anna, who is the fifth generation and also co-led with Marianne, according to a modern joint management model. So I want to explore this, and I want to welcome to the show Anna and Marianne. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
So Anna, Marianne, you're both leading Hug together, which is quite unique. Tell us, how did this come about?
It's maybe my turn to start.
It's
Anna's success, so it's your turn. Yeah, I had the wish to spend also family time. I was working in the company already, in the sales, in the development of products. But my wish was to spend time also with my family, to work part-time. And as you know, not only in the food service, but also as a CEO, you have a lot of work. The workload is high. And my uncle, who led the company for years before, he was working 150% plus on the weekends, including, and I didn't want that. So after long discussions with the family, we have a Familienrat, which is the council of the family being operative in our company. We have started discussions, and at the end, we found out that maybe co-CEO could be a model for our company.
Really, really interesting. And so maybe Marianne, you want to tell us, so how do you co-organize and co-manage at this high level? I mean, you're a CEO level. I'm thinking now a chef de cuisine, executive chef. How do you actually co-manage? How do you organize it?
Yeah, I think both of us are not doing everything and are not responsible for everything. It's perhaps different in a restaurant or in a hotel, but we share the responsibilities. Anna takes care of marketing and sales as well as HR, and myself, I'm responsible for finance and all the technical departments, supply chain, and sustainability as well. So we have, for the daily business, we are quite separate, but we have to coordinate for the leading.
So you are at the office at the same time at some points, or and then there are times that only one of you is there, or is it?
We're working both part-times, and we decided that we have nearly the same times in-house and part-time. So we see each other, and it's very important to interact. So I think it's a good way. Yeah, I think one of the disadvantages is that you need to coordinate, you need time for discussions. Mm-hmm. But you have much more advantages.
And I guess, Anna, I guess you have to get along really well together. I hate to use this metaphor, but whenever it came to my mind, is like a dragon with two heads. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Don't misunderstand. But so you really have to be coordinated. So you're one body. You're the CEO.
Of course, yeah.
Dragon. But
and one voice, yeah.
Yeah, and one, yeah. So you really have to coordinate. So how to make that work? I mean, you really have to get along. There has to be.
Of course, yes. We knew each other very well. Actually, when I started in the company, I was working with Marianne. She was my first boss in the company in Hook Familie. So we know each other for a long time, and we are very complementary, be it from the know-how, but also from the experience, the professional experience. I would say Marianne is more strong in technical things. I'm not at all strong in this. I'm more in the marketing and sales. This is my competence. And also from a personal point of view, I think we are very complementary. We have strength and weaknesses, and the fit and the whole of the two of us is actually better than one of us.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm still like transposing this over to our profession, and you often say like too many chefs in the kitchen and the soup gets sour. So I guess it's really important for if we're talking to chefs, is like to ego aside, and you really have to look for that complementarity. Yeah.
Very important. You can't be a person working as a co-CEO and taking all the decisions by himself or herself. You need to be humble and to accept also other decisions. I think that's one of the factors of success for co-CEO model, isn't it, Marianne?
Yeah, it needs trust to the other one, and tolerance as well, because there are decisions taken which you perhaps would have taken differently, only a smart or a bigger difference, and you have to live with that, and to perhaps also to enjoy differences. It's I think it's an extra. It's really an advantage to think together and to find a solution, because you have more ideas to join out of it. You have more. You could develop together solutions, and you don't have to put out a decision with no reflection. So I think it's you have better decisions if you do.
That's interesting, because you often say like that being at a top level CEO or like an executive chef or what have you is a lonely place.
Yeah.
You're often all alone with your decision making, and you basically have like that strength in having two minds come together.
Yeah, and you need to know we are in a company, we have more than 400 people working. So at our level as a CEO, we don't have daily decisions. That's maybe the difference to some other companies. We are a middle-sized company, and so in our position we can plan, we can foresee. It's not immediate decision which we have to take usually, and we have a strong team around us, the management board and all the teams in the Hook Familie, and they are having a lot. They are doing the decisions actually. We just need to put everything together and be the around everything, or to care that everybody's doing well and feeling well, and that for the culture and so on. That's rather our job instead of daily decisions.
The strategy. It's
how long
plan the future.
Yeah. How long have you been working this way? How long have you been?
Since summer 22.
22. So now you have a 2 years.
So we are now learning. We have had a learn curve. It was already working quite well from the beginning, I think, but we are still organizing ourselves in a better way. I think we have been getting more efficient during this time.
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to ask that. So maybe Anna, you can tell us things about Marianne, and Marianne about Anna, but like. Has it been any sort of like hurdles or conflicts or things, and how do you solve those? Like any juicy stories about how?
I think it's important to say if the other one crosses borders, red lines, oh, it's too close for me, or it's my side.
Yeah.
You have to tell it, and to tell it soon, not to wait till next month when there perhaps is time.
Right.
But we didn't have many of these situations. We have one or two in 2 years. So tolerance is important, and I think also you need some enthusiasm to explore such a model. I want to learn how it is, and I wonder what's inside this model. What's the power of the model? How could we make it even better? So this is needed.
And another thing is to prevent conflicts is to really plan ahead. For example, we will have a management board next week. What's the topics? What's the position of each other? It helps even to find your position if you talk about it. And we do that sometimes when the topic is critical or sensitive. We do that before the management board and find out if we are far away from each other or if we are already very close.
Because I had a question like here, like, so what are the disadvantages? Do you think there are disadvantages, or do you think it's all benefits? Because it sounds really interesting. And like, since you got yourself so well together, and open communication, I guess, is the key, very open communication, listening and being openly spoken. Do you think this could be a great model for any corporate?
I think there are disadvantages. You have costs, you have complexity. There are two of us. We're working part-time, but we're working to get both of us in total more than 100%, so 140. So you have costs. And you have to coordinate. We need 1 to 2 hours a week, I think, Anna.
But as you said, Marianne, it's really the advantages are higher than the disadvantages. That's our experience. But I'm pretty sure you cannot implement this model in every company, in every field of responsibility. When it's very daily, when it's really, I imagine, for example, the job of a product manager, you start good to print on Monday and the other one has to finish on Tuesday, then the work of handling over the work is really getting too much, probably.
Exactly.
It's not impossible, but it's maybe not that efficient like one person. But often it's also the discussion, do you find a person in the market for the jobs? So I think we need to adapt as an employer, as a company who wants to have the best talents. And we need to be open to these models. And if we show that we live this model in the top CEO level, it may inspire, that is my personal hope, others to do it, especially women who want to work part-time, but also men, of course.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, and then you raised the point. So you mentioned earlier that you took over from your uncle, and I don't know if before him was also a man in leadership over the last generations. Are you Anna? Are you the first female CEO of the company?
The formal first CEO. There were informal. Informally, there were pretty many other women helping, not only in the household, but in the bakery in the beginning, of course. And also during all the 140 years.
That's right.
My uncle and my father also were in the top of company for many years as a board of administration or as in the management board. So somehow it was already something like a shared CEO or management level.
But for the internal acceptance of the model, it was very helpful that Anna and her uncle had 2 years of co-CEO. So I could easily take over from Andreas. And I think also the management team helped a lot. Right. So they knew us, they supported, they were tolerant if something was not on the first move perfect.
Right. Yeah, I think I understand, because as a family company, I guess there is a culture for working together, because there's always been a family handover. So the co-management was easily accepted. Maybe in some industries, and some maybe in our industry, the hotel, restaurant, might be a cultural barrier,
Yes,
cultural resistance to that.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as a summarize, so you feel that like with this model, that co-management, has it helped you to balance work and family life? Is that really like you feel that is the
I definitely would agree.
yeah.
I think it would be much more different to work 100% and to enjoy family time. And it's not just for this, it's also a new generation coming, and they sometimes have also other priorities besides work. And especially in the food service, this can be a topic, and maybe the model can help, even if you don't have a family and kids, but just share the responsibility and share the workload also.
Yeah, this definitely has been one of the challenges of the hospitality restaurant industry, is that during COVID, and we also see with the Generation Z young people,
Yeah.
completely different expectations. And I get chefs, I get executive chefs complaining, saying, Ragnar, these young people, they say, like, I want to have every other weekend off, and I don't want
Yes.
this and that is and whatever, and
Yes, can
what
I
is the
work
world
home
coming
office
to?
in our case?
And what my only answer is, like, hey man, you have to adapt. We
Yeah.
got to adapt, because
Yeah.
you want to have diversity in your kitchen. You want to have female workers. You want to have keep the best talent in your kitchen, but they might
Yeah.
inspire to different things.
Mhm.
There, there needs to be an adaptation. We cannot just stay back in the 80s.
Mhm. I agree.
Was food for thought, for our industry. So thank you really much for sharing that insight. And so back to your Hook Familia. I visited your factory once, and
Super.
yeah, and I remember with Rene at
Mhm.
the time. What
Great.
what struck me is, like, it was like a sized up little kitchen. So it's like a little kitchen where there are, like, the ingredients are the same. There is no cheating. There is, like, here's the flour, here's the sugar,
Mhm.
and there was, like, but in a huge container. It actually was sort of sized up to a scale, and but still you
Mhm.
felt like if you reduced it, it was just like a little kitchen in a sense. And
Yeah.
it was
Mhm.
a great experience, and I love the museum of the family history that you had there.
Mhm.
But just to shift the focus over to the your tartelettes that are famous. So tell us a little bit more. Who wants to talk about Marianne or Anna? So
Anna,
tartelettes.
it's
So
about you
how
to
because
start.
I think your family business comes from the biscuits that school children would take to
Yes.
schools, and we have it in.
Originally, we have been a bakery, a real bakery. Like today, there is still, but it growed and growed. And I would guess that in the 70s or 80s, we have started with the tart shells, and growing from year to year, investing a lot in our production in Switzerland. We use all Swiss ingredients, and this has really been more and more value in the market. And we are starting to export. It was a long way, actually, and now we are really one of the, I would say, the market leader in the world for tart shells. It's in the meantime, we have a retail business, which is really selling to retailers, and we have a food service business. And the food service business of all our turnover is about 40%. It's growing very dynamically on the whole world, and it's really relevant to us, and important, and one of our strategical focus.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a nice story about the beginning. Anna's grandfather bought a machinery to produce tart shells. And there was not a business study as you would do it today. In 10 years we're there, and in 40 years we're there. That's the thing started, and it was grown not only in turnover but also in possibilities of different tart shells in production lines, really lines, not standalone solutions. And at the moment we're on a big investment project in the tart shells. Our oldest line, we have two ones, and one is more than 30 years old. So we replace it and we stretch it, so we have more capacity for the market, which is needed, and also more possibilities to do our filigrana tart shells.
That's the very thin, straight edge tarts.
Right.
They are growing a lot, and
that's growing, yeah. Because
it's a pleasure. Yeah.
Like there is no cheating, like your tart shells are really delicious. You have the butter flavor and so. And I know that at the time when I was visiting, I've seen a lot of innovation come since. What is the newest product on the shelf now? What is interesting for the chefs?
We have launched last year a vegan filigrana range. It's a complement to our butter recipes or palm recipes, which we have. So it's a vegan edition. And that's really the response on the market is very good. And of course, we're working on other innovation projects, but I cannot tell you more at the moment. It's to be discovered. But for sure, we'll keep that innovation pace. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the hospitality, the gastronomy industry is really waiting for your products. You know, how do you explain the success and the growth? Because before, I guess it was all made in-house.
Yeah, that's the explanation actually. The kitchens don't have the skills and the people anymore to make tart shells by themselves. It's not only the kitchens or the buffets or the conferences, but it's also the bakeries. We are growing a lot in the bakeries. They used to do the tart shells by themselves, but now they prefer to have them from us because we have stable quality, we have a functional packaging, and we have great products. So it's easier to use the semi-finished product from Switzerland instead of doing it by themselves. Yeah, I would say that's the main reason. Besides our innovation in the range, of course. I mean, filigrana was a huge innovation project. We needed really a long time until we could do these straight edge, very thin tart shells. And yeah, now we are here and growing a lot. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. I think you nail it, because there's no shame in buying from outside to maintain that stable quality and to have the highest quality and the newest innovation in any products that actually a standalone little bakery cannot do by themselves. So
yeah,
the quality.
Yeah, this is new. Yeah, yeah.
We also offer a wide range, so you don't have to do the same thing every day. And we suffer on one hand on the skilled labor shortage, but I think it's also part of our success as on your end in the restaurants and bakeries. It's the same situation. Then products like tart shells helps.
The innovation, the variety, the range of products. Yeah. No, excellent. So really, I want to thank you both for taking the time to speak with us and sharing your valuable insights on the management model, and also for our listeners to discover a little bit more about the people behind the brand they know very well, because they've been a long time partner and coming to trade shows across the world. And I think it's important for our listeners and our users, our chefs, to understand that behind is really a high quality product and there's a family unit behind it, and with the long traditions and just striving to serve the best possible products to the industry. So thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for the invitation.
And thanks for the partnership. We have had a really long partnership, and I'm happy about it and hope we can continue for long.
Absolutely. Thank you for all the support over the years, and we're really happy with the relationship we have with your team and with yourselves. And so we really look forward to what we can do, what more we can do in the future. So
yeah, great.
We'll see.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for listening. You've been listening to World Chef Podcast. This is World on a Plate, and I'm your host Ragnar. And see you next episode.